is that God, the great giver of the gift, is not going to let the devil, who we didn't figure in this story, he's not going to let him have the victory. He's going to start over. And think about it, you know, the devil, the serpent in this case, is very cunning. He's very smart. And the devil, Satan, he's an angel, so he's exceedingly intelligent, just brilliantly intelligent. He thinks he knows everything. He thinks he knows everything. Everything that's going on. And well under his control, he thinks. It seems to me, and I was just thinking of this morning, that when God gave life to the Virgin Mary, the Immaculate Virgin Mary in the womb of his mother, it was so obscure, so off the radar screen, that Satan didn't have a clue what was going on. He didn't have a clue what God was up to. He is starting this whole thing anew, and Satan thinks he has everything in hand, and meanwhile God is beginning this process that's going to throw everything out of his control. And so he does. He begins again, and he begins with Mary, who, as St. Paul says, was chosen to be holy and without blemish before him. She was conceived and in the womb of her mother, free from any shadow of sin, which is to say, of this distance from God or from one another. She is free from the inheritance of selfishness and fear. And so we see how original sin is overcome in action in her life. We see it in the gospel that we read today. We see the consequences of the Immaculate Conception when Mary is presented with this choice. Will you become the mother of the Son of God? And instead of thinking of all the ways that this might be difficult and fearful and being selfish, what does she say? Be it done to me according to your word. I don't know how this can happen. I don't know how you can make me the mother, but I accept it. I will do it. So she says this to God, and what does she do? We don't have this, we didn't read this, but it comes right after this in St. Luke's Gospel. What does she do right away? She goes to take care of her cousin Elizabeth. So on the one hand, she overcomes, she's not afraid of God. On the second, she's not selfish. She doesn't just say, well, I better stay here because I'm pregnant now. No, Elizabeth needs me, I'll go to see Elizabeth. So we see in this gospel, you might say, the Immaculate Conception in action. It's the action of love and of service. That's what Our Lady shows to us. We could say that Satan must have seen this and been astonished, and perhaps he recalled the words of the ancient prophecy that we heard from the book of Genesis, she shall crush your head. She shall crush your head, Satan. This woman that you didn't expect has taken you by surprise. That's the Immaculate Conception, which happened long ago in the life of the Virgin Mary, but it has consequences, as I said, for us, because as St. Paul says, we were also chosen, you and I, to inherit God's favor, God's grace, and God's love. He reestablishes in Mary this inheritance of his family. He makes Mary the mother. He makes Jesus the brother. But he's only our brother, Jesus is, only our brother because he has an Immaculate Mother. And he gives that Immaculate Mother to us so that we can share the inheritance that comes to her. She is the new Eve, as we say. The old Eve was the one that led us to lose our inheritance. She is the new Eve, the mother of all those who live in Christ. She is not farther away from us because she is sinless. She's closer to us than ever because she is sinless, because she loves us, and love brings us close. What she is from the beginning of her life, you and I are chosen to become as free and as sinless as she is in God's sight. Cary.